And finally, we have Dr. Nyak Ina Raseuki. She earned a Master in Music and a PhD in Ethnomusicology from the University of Wisconsin-Madison in the United States, and lecturing at the Faculty of Performing Arts and Graduate School, Urban Arts and Creative Industry at the Jakarta Institute of the Arts, Indonesia. She's the author of Being Islamic in Music, Contemporary Music Genres from Sumatra. Besides her academic commitments, she also maintains and nurtures collaborative relationships with composers as well as popular and traditional musicians across the Indonesian archipelago. In a multitude of performances and recordings, such as the Archipelagongs, a new music solo for a performer, Ablet sings Tony Probowa, and a new interpretation of Kongtong music. And two of her latest projects interpret Eastern Indonesia songs as Abdullah songs, a Krongchong singer of Hadrami descent in Indonesia, known in the 1930s. She will be talking about Hybridity Recycled, the fourth life of Musik Etnik.
The definition of Musik Etnik crosses borders and includes forms directly related to indigenous Indonesian music, as well as musical forms that intersect with popular music or other genres of mainstream music. Musik Etnik emerges as very distinctive examples of hybridity. This definition has only been used since the early 1990s, both by musicians and by listeners and observers in Indonesia. The term musik etnik, especially in the context of popular music, encompasses musical practices that have been practiced since the early 1970s when Guru Soekarnoputra, along with his Guru PhD, used Balinese gamelan in his art rock music. After Guru's time, three generations of ethnic music performers grew up until today with different visions, creative sources, forms, and artistic orientations. This observation focuses on the fourth generation, particularly the works performed at the recent Musik Etnik Festival organized by the Jakarta Arts Council, or DKJ. Tracing the evolution that has taken place since Guru Soekarnoputra until today, it can be said that Musik Etnik is the result of old efforts to break four boundaries, namely the boundary between popular music and indigenous music of the archipelago, between the use of electric musical instruments, electronics, and acoustics, between approaches of tourism, entertainment, and art music. The creation and communication that adhere to the situation of in-betweenness must be added to another in the fourth generation, that is, the situation between the central position, metropolis, power, capital, and the peripheral position. This fourth generation is also very characteristic. It translates the four layers of the in-betweenness into the fifth layer, namely transmediality, which has manifested itself very well during the current COVID-19 pandemic. In September this year, the Jakarta Arts Council held a festival titled International Ethnic Music Festival for the second time. The first festival of this kind was held in 2019 under the title Ethno Music Festival. At the time, DKJ said the event was intended to maintain and improve the quality of Indonesian Musik Etnik. At the 2019 event, DKJ presented 24 Musik Etnik communities from 24 provinces in Indonesia. This year's 2021 International Ethnic Music Festival features 6 groups from different ethnic music backgrounds who performed their works online after going through the recording process beforehand. 3 groups, Candaswara, Margasari, and Jayatwara have revived various sources of Minang music, Betawi music, and Sundanese music from the Sumedang area. The other three groups, Taufik Adam, Doni Kuswinarno, and Baseput, come from popular music backgrounds, combining Minang music ethnic with jazz, Javanese keroncong with Western classical music, and Sape music from Central Kalimantan with a modular synthesizer. DKJ, through its music committee, stated that the festival's activities aim to present a variety of music rooted in strong traditions in Indonesia. The activities are intended to provide audiences with the opportunity to appreciate music ethnic in various forms, both traditional and those that have been explored with different approaches. They also stated that efforts to open access and create space are ways to cultivate traditional music or musik ethnic of Indonesia. In addition, during and after the pandemic, the conventional stage was shifted to the virtual stage. This is to simultaneously reach a broader, overlapping, and diverse audience, both in Indonesia and outside of Indonesia. In online discussions and during performances, the musicians also share their views on how musik ethnic can be lived. Among other things, in the interaction between the musicians during their performances, members of Margasari said that Betawi music must not be forgotten. If not us, who else? Or as members of Jayatwara put it, it is our duty to develop traditional music so that it can be accepted by all circles by repackaging it in a modern way according to the taste of the world. This observation is also intended to explore how musik ethnic is, on the one hand, a unique reaction of Indonesia, especially the Indonesian middle class, to the global culture industry, and on the other hand, reflects the development of cultural politics since cultural polemics in the 1930s until today, which, for the sake of national integration, must always emphasize so-called Indonesianness over the rest of the world, the West, globalism, and modern capitalism. Thank you.